take a look at how we can use Tecton directly integrated in my Cursor IDE to automatically create a new feature for me. And I'm in a feature repository here that already has a bunch of different features in it that are defined for ads, fraud, rexes, etc. use cases. So let's go ahead. What I'm doing here is I'm asking the agent to automatically import the Snowflake SQL statement here, which is aggregating the transaction amount for different users over the last 40 days. And I want this to be imported as a new feature. And now you can see that Cursor is automatically calling the Tecton MCP server to query the API SDK and reference to make sure that it knows what parameters are available, etc. And it's asking me some questions, like about the entity and the data source. So let's answer those questions really quick. I'm instructing it to not reuse anything in this repo, but instead create a new entity and a new Tecton data source. So here we now see the first step implementation of a Tecton feature view. And Cursor now uses our CLI Tecton plan to validate that this implementation is correct. And it will now progressively go ahead and fix any issues that it finds. Looks like in this case it is setting, it's hallucinating a parameter that shouldn't be set on here for aggregation features. So we'll now see it fix this issue. And here we go. Now we have a Tecton feature view implemented that brought the Snowflake SQL statement over, and I did not have to write a single line of code myself. Okay, let's now go ahead and ask Cursor to automatically create a unit test for this newly created feature view for us. I'm also going to inspire it with a couple test cases that I care about. Cursor now takes a look at the Tecton unit testing rules in here and comes up with a plan to write the unit test, so I don't have to manually write it all out. Now I'm prompting it to actually add this unit test to the repository. And here's its first attempt at creating this Tecton feature view unit test. So let's ask it to actually run Tecton test to make sure the tests are passing. And if not, we'll see it fix any issues that it finds. Looks like it's not properly passing in the mock data sources, so it's fixing that. Okay, looks like it's almost there. Now it just has to deal with a precision that between different two timestamp types that is not matching between the test output and the expectations. Wonderful, the test is passing, and Cursor plus Tecton's MCP server and the Cursor rules together now saved me quite a bunch of time, and I didn't have to manually implement this unit test, which would have been quite a pain. Now finally, let's ask Cursor if there are any additional edge cases it thinks we should test with this unit test. All right, it came up with a couple good ideas. Let's add them all. And look at that, perfect. Now we've got an even stronger unit test that combines a bunch of different test cases that I had imagined and a couple different edge cases that Cursor and really the LLM dreamed up for us.